No, I got to lean in.
Hey y'all, today I am hosting.
Listen, here we go.
No, I'm just saying now. Hey you guys, thank you guys for letting me in today. I am your host for real, Jasmine. Today is my birthday, so show me some love.
Right, show us some love.
I am in my mid-30s, but I am auntie fine, so I just wanted to let you guys know that I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. Definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. And Cortez, how are you doing today?
Doing good. It's glad to be again on this side of the,
Okay, so now
this side. And I saw Sammy say not the birthday host, or actually, I mean it is Jazz's birthday, but Jazz will be hosting moving forward on some of the shows. So we want to get everybody to that to be able to host and do that. Everybody's capable. So listen, Jamie gonna be hosting one day. Lord,
I can barely show up to the shows that I'm scheduled for. I'm tired.
I was going to say that.
You are tired. Yes, you are.
I'm so tired and through. I will say, happy birthday, Jasmine. Happy birthday. I will say, all of us are in our 30s on this panel. And I think for what we do and a lot of the YouTubers that are out there, for all of us being in our 30s, we're kind of finer than a lot of the people out there streaming right now. So
finer.
Finer. Come on, finer.
With my wig back, sweetie. Thank you, honey.
Happy birthday, baby.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys for being here. So today we're going to lead into the last episode finale of the Ultimate Girls Trip Season 3. I really don't know which episode it is. Is it 7?
7. It's 7.
7. Okay. So
but for now,
well, we're happy about that. So first, I want to go in to see what you think what would you rate this season so far? So out of out of 10, would you rate it a 7? Or what would you rate for this one compared it to the other two?
I would think the first 3 episodes were 10. I think they started off probably stronger than the previous 2 iterations. Mm-hmm. I think once Giselle and Porsha got into their shit, I feel like it bogged down the show. And then, of course, Whitney beating a dead horse for the rest of the season. It kind of bogged it down and kind of it stalled a little bit. I think overall, I enjoyed it more than Girls Trip 1. I give it a solid 7, 7.5.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is that your top out of all 3? Is this your favorite one or is
no? 2 was my favorite one. 2 was just chaos from start to finish.
Okay. What'd you say, Cortez?
I would still give it an 8. I would say, I will agree. It started out so strong. And then I think between that 4 and 5 episodes, I think when it got to the bottle in that situation, I think that clicked it down for me. Okay. But I do think, compared to what I was expecting in the cast, I would still give it an 8.5, 9, because I did really enjoy it. And I think even on the final episode, I really enjoyed it. I think they really brought it for such a really, melting pot cast, I will say.
Random cast.
I would say these girls, I wouldn't have expected any of that from all of them, but they gave us a good show. So I would give it an 8, almost 9.
Well, that's good. I actually am going to agree with Jamie on this because I don't know what it is about season 2, but that fucking Dorinda had me. That fucking Dorinda had me in stitches, and I really just, I really like it. I think it had some really high moments, and it gave us a lot really fast.
Yeah.
But I don't think it actually just maybe filtered out, but I do think that maybe it just kind of. Just had that same momentum, the same, static.
Season 2 was just comedy. Even in the drama, it was comedy. Right. I think what happened in this one, particularly coming off of Salt Lake and Potomac, where they were not getting along, the 2 girls that they put here on these trips, that just kind of was a recipe for I think they were hoping for drama, and it just felt a lot for our viewers. We just got done with these 2 seasons. We saw these 4 people at each other's throats, and now you want to bring them on this island, and we've got to go through this shit again. it was a lot. It was a lot.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the episode. I'm gonna be in and out because I got some things to blow down. I mean, things to do. No, it is 420, so I hope you guys are partaking, but responsibly. We don't do that at the Lean, but I do that in my house. So, anyway,
is someone gonna blow you down for your birthday?
No, I don't do that.
That is definitely. You know what? Alexia would not be happy because she would say,
Okay.
"Why are you on here talking about?
Why are you on here talking about?"
You got businesses.
So we're gonna start in. In the beginning it shows that like Gizelle and Heather, Gizelle water aerobics Bryant. She's in the pool again, but she's with Whitney, and Whitney's talking about the mini blunts that she had. So this is the girls' final in full day, and it looks like Gizelle is going to be hosting, like the final, thing that they have. What y'all think about that? Is that like a boss move, or is that like,
Gizelle's got to have dirt. Somebody's got to have dirt because I don't know why she got they put her in such high esteem, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like since it was the final one, I just feel like that she did one already. That the final one kind of shows some things, but that's just moving along. But as we're as they're getting through the pool, and Whitney's talking about the blunt and stuff like that. Gizelle is talking to Pepsi about a large picture of the tequila. So what's bothering me is the fact that we're still talking about the tequila and it's been 3 episodes. That's what's bothering me. That's really what's bothering me. Like, I just feel like this show to me that Gizelle really doesn't have much going on. If it's like, but this was like so theatrical. I just, I don't really know. Do y'all have anything, Cortez, you got anything to say about it?
Not necessarily. I'm not surprised she brought it back up just because I didn't think she was gonna let it just gloss over like that. You know what I'm saying? But I was very annoyed. I mean, we find out later why she brought it. I'm sorry, why she wanted the enlarged picture of it. So, we talked about last week. It's very basic woman tendencies to be talking about a bottle like this, in my opinion. And you're a housewife, but then again, listen, I really don't have much else to add to it though on this part.
Well, I mean, I think it's quite telling that that this is like the only thing that she really has to talk about. But I'm glad that Pepsi is not crying about it anymore. So no, I'm just glad that he started to kind of get along with it, whatever. But moving past that, Pepsi kind of goes next, talks to Porsha. To me, he's trying to get that last little attempt to get with Porsha, get her to do and things like that. He wants her, and so bad, but so the girls drive to lunch, and Candiace tells Whitney that she's her favorite, which to me, I thought that Leah might be her favorite.
Me too.
Just because of just how she's been so defensive of her and kind of speaking for her when she's not there and things like that. So I kind of always think it's like Heather is so funny because she's just in the back like she's not, no one cares that she's there. So, okay, so yeah, you're my favorite. And she's just back there like, hey, you guys, I'm here, So, but I just thought that was, different from what I initially thought it would be. So, do y'all have any, opinions about the Jenny?
I think at this point, I don't want to see Whitney on my TV screen for a while. I don't know what it is. So, the thing that kind of bugged me was, okay, so they're going asking these questions again. At this point, this is the 15th time that somebody has asked a question on what was your first opinion of me and what are you most surprised about? I hate Whitney. I hate Whitney. She has really made me hate her, and any screen time that she gets is just so disingenuous and it's so forced, and that little fake baby voice she talking in. And I was disappointed in Candiace because normally Candiace doesn't give in to bullshit like that, but Candiace did it to one with Leah with the victimhood, and then with Whitney with this fake baby shit. I would have thought Candiace would have seen through that shit and just been like, I'm not fucking with these bitches.
I would say it was the weed. I think the weed.
Probably.
I was thinking damn shit. Well, she didn't say Leah, and I feel like I think she may have shown us in this moment that she can differentiate. I guess when she feels like she wants to support somebody versus who she actually enjoys. Do I think she really and truly enjoys Leah? Probably not, because Leah is not that enjoyable. She's very annoying. I mean,
yeah.
But I think that in these moments, she probably felt like she was being ganged up on, so she came to her aid. But I think from a fun standpoint, she probably grew, because Whitney does seem fun. I will say, like somebody said in the comments, and I said it last week, I actually enjoyed Whitney and Heather's episode. They were probably, they were not annoying to me. And Whitney, I think, it kind of made me look at her a little different. She's still a little girl. She always going to be a little girl.
Little girl.
But I do feel like, I understand where Candiace coming from when she said Whitney and why she would say that, because Whitney does give off, girl, we on vacation, let's kick it. But then,
That's true.
When you're not kicking it, then she's annoying and this baby talking, I think she embodies a girl's trip outside of the annoying mess. That's probably why. But because
Whitney is that girl that will, she's that girl that will be on a girl's trip, that will be the loudest, that will be the drunkest, that will try all the drugs. But by day 3, you're like, girl, shut up. Like, just shut up. Stop waking me up at 7 a.m. Stop going to bed at 4 a.m. I'm fucking tired. Like, you haven't paid your half of the room yet either. You talking about spotting you for lunch. Like, get away from me. Oh, I hate her.
I feel like you used to like her, though, Jamie. I feel like in the beginning, the times I feel like you used. I mean, that might be a different thing, but I feel like you used to like her.
I did. Like season 1, Chad and I both liked her, and as it progressed, I'm like, this girl is insufferable.
I'll tell you this: we liked Whitney because she was coming off, and I remember these days because she came off as like somebody that was gonna start the mess. You know what I'm saying? And she does start the mess, but then it became very like repetitive, and like we talked about how Sheree has this whole bone. She created this whole bone carrier, bone collector culture. Like Whitney took an overdrive, and it was just like it became annoying. I will say that.
Well, but Whitney is like, y'all remember that bone? Remember 2 weeks ago we talked about a bone? Hey, y'all, we haven't talked about the bone yet. It's the same bone. It's like,
And I mean, to be honest, when she was coming at Mary, I was just like, girl, hold on.
What kind of
I was like,
you didn't do it, Jamie. What you do, Jamie? I didn't see you do it, Jamie.
We're gonna do the Thanos. We're gonna do the Thanos.
Okay. Well, at least you tried. But no. I did like Whitney from the beginning, but over time I don't like the baby talk. I don't like the self-victimizing. So this is just, I was surprised by Candiace kind of leaning towards Leah. So I really am not really surprised by the Whitney thing, because I think this is just a vacation, Candiace, like you see.
Yeah. Right.
Everybody has a different type of person when they're out of town. So I'm just gonna take it for that. Moving down, we go to the other van, and Marisol and Alexia are talking, about the casting. Marisol is saying that, she felt like, that it was some good casting, that they did good. Alexia is not feeling that. She's saying that, baby, if it was all that good, then we would have been on TV 8 years ago, not off TV. So I don't really know Miami like that. So it's kind of hard for me to gauge, because I can see both sides. Of course, like that's just like the yin and yang to it. You can see both sides. But since you guys are more familiar with Miami, do you guys have like a different type of opinion about it? Because from my end of it, it seems like because into it, Alexia kind of went into it and was like, I just feel like every time I have an opinion, like not saying that my friend has to always agree with me, but she just never has my back. So I feel like maybe that could have attributed to that thing, to that first comment. So what do you guys think about that? Because I don't really know Miami like that.
I mean, we in the group chat, you've obviously seen some of us go from, I say some of us, Sammy and I go from Alexia fans.
That square right there is an Alexia fan.
I loved Alexia the first round. The Alexia that y'all are seeing on this show is not the Alexia from the initial round of Miami. I thought that Miami had some fantastic casting, particularly season 2 and 3. Alexia was not the star of season 2 and 3. Adriana was. Marisol even got some stuff in it. Marisol's mama. Alexia was kind of a second-tier character. So to come back 8 years later, and say, like, I'm the queen of Miami and everybody needs to bow down to me and I feel this way and that way.
Oh, no, God.
I'm like, it's okay, I can say that. I'm just I'm just like, girl, you are a narcissist in the worst kind of way because you're a narcissist, but you don't have anything to back it up. Like, you had half a good season when y'all got rebooted, and now, like, you're that girl? I don't understand. And Marysol has blindly defended her more than anybody else. But Marysol also has been kind of like, I don't necessarily rock with that. I don't agree with that. Alexia wants blind loyalty, and that's so fucking annoying.
But is it not also annoying to have like a friend that ain't never like, you know, Team Jamie or Team Jasmine? Like
well, she has been, but when Marysol,
let me just tell you this: that I don't know what Alexia. Maybe she's smoking. She needs to smoke in front of her kids because Marysol literally follows behind Alexia like baby a dog on a leash. I'm just saying. I was so confused to know this is why they got into it, because Alexia feels like she's not supported because Marysol is all in Alexia's ass. Now, I will say this, you know, as we've talked about on our Miami recaps, Marysol, she was a little softer early in the season. She has grown into more of she has a mouthpiece. But what I saw in this episode, specifically this scene, anytime they got into in this episode, I saw the old Marysol. I saw her kind of retreating and not really knowing what to say. And I think it was because Alexia is her best friend and she does love her. But Alexia just has a very strong personality. And I'm just really tired of Alexia. She acts like this whole Miami 8-year hiatus was like, girl, like she is so proud of it. She has said it like 3 times on this trip. And it's just like, we know Miami was gone for 8 years. But girl, you back. And Miami just had one of the best seasons of Housewives in a very long time. So girl, just take that and stop. You know, stop tooting your own horn about it. Let us tell you about how good it was and how you guys were gone. Like, she's so narcissistic and it's so annoying to see it. Unfortunately, I kind of felt bad for Marysol, but then I realized not really, because Marysol had all the smoke for like Adriana and other people, but I do think it's their best friend. So sometimes we kind of get a little bit more timid when because we value that. We don't really want to go there. But Alexia clearly, as you see, went there with Marysol. So
Marysol has gotten into disputes with Gertie, with Julia, with Nicole, all behind Alexia, defending Alexia. And the one time that she was like, Alexia, maybe you misunderstood the situation and didn't read all the way down to the end of the paper. Alexia now was like, you never had my back. I'm like,
it was.
you were loud and wrong. I don't know. I'll be damned if I look stupid in front of people because my friend is very obviously loud and wrong, and I'm sitting there like, no, he right. It's a fake marriage. Like, I would never do that, girl. You're wrong. You look stupid. Stop embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, Jazz. I'm telling you, you gotta go back and watch this last season. You're gonna be like, Alexia is just really always loud and wrong. Like the loudest. Candiace is. Alexia is really that loud person.
Wrong. and wrong.
Well, that really just makes like the next thing that we're going to talk about so kind of crazy because, you know, they get to the destination. It's beautiful. And I kind of understood where, I don't know if I'm jumping, but Heather was like, I expected this to be what I always saw, like what I was going to see the majority of the time. And she was like, I didn't make it sound like that. But I understood what she meant by that. I thought it was so breathtaking. And the girls do like a quick little TikTok, you know, and reminiscing like I think was the season 1 of Girls Trip when they're doing the whole, you know, stiff body. I don't know who's stiffer, Cynthia or Giselle. Giselle stiff hip Bryant. I do not understand how she was just so stiff. I just like it's just so sad. That ponytail be moving. Her ponytail moves faster and quicker than her, like in general.
You know what was moving though? Her neck.
Well, I mean, of course, it's many layers to it.
It was doing this.
Doing around robin, you know.
It was shaking like this.
But no, it's funny, like you said, like me not knowing about Miami and and Marysol and Alexia's dynamic. When they sit down, not Alexia, but Marysol's like, hey, I don't know, she's probably drunk as fuck, because she's always drunk. But Marysol is like, hey, I don't know if you done this before, but what you done thought about each housewife? Who surprised you? We done this about 3 times.
That she also did this on her show. That's where it came from. She did it season 4. This right. So and it was that was all the time it was iconic was that moment.
Oh my gosh. Well, she's, the poor woman, she's probably drunk off her ass because she's done asked the question that they've done talked about 17 times. But, I do think Alexia's response of saying, we don't talk about that before, we done did that, you've been drinking too much home. It was just like, yeah.
Right? I was like, I thought that was your best friend.
That was rude. It was so like, damn, is that what you feel?
Right. So, that kind of brings to me, just by hearing what you guys have said, like, it brings another thought process, because I was going to come in saying, like, maybe since she brought up the fact on the van there, like, you don't never have my back, maybe she was kind of just being, like, sharp and snarky with her in this moment. But it kind of just, like, it brings another viewpoint of it, of, like, bitch, she's always on your ass, and now you're, like, trying to call her out. So, did y'all have that same mindset of what I'm just about right now, Jamie?
Marysol pissed me off in this because it's like I said earlier, like they were still asking each other, "What did you think of me? What were your first impressions? What are this?" So like, if Marysol is gonna say like, "Hey, what are your initial thoughts?" Like, you could just kind of laugh and be like, "Girl, like we already asked this. It's whatever." But like you were holding on, like, damn, you stupid bitch! Like we already talked about that.
We talked about that. You drunk asshole.
Oh my God. and I think you could tell Marysol, and like you said, Marysol was kind of retreating back a little bit in her shell. And I think that she really does take Alexia's lead. But I think after that little argument in the car or whatever, I think Marysol was genuinely trying to like, okay, I'm going to try to spark up a conversation where maybe I'm leading it with the girls and not so much just adding on to whatever Alexia says, and like just to Alexia turn around and be like, why don't you shut the fuck up? Like, my God. That poor girl, that poor lady. Just let her drink her cocktail. My God.
Cortez.
It was repetitive, so it was warranted for them to be like, girl, we talked about that. I just don't think, like everyone is saying in the chat, and even Jamie, I don't think she had to snap back at her like that. Be like, you stupid drunk, because dang, we all know, Adriana, politely gave us a letter from Marysol's liver, so we all know that she has a problem. Right. But I was just like, well, damn. But Marysol need to. Somebody said, but Marysol's so clever. Clearly not, because she can't think of nothing else outside of who do you like the least? Who do you like the most? Who do you like the least most? Like, girl,
not the least most.
Who do you like the least most? It's
most is it.
Look, she had that one game night where she started shit with Nicole when she said, "Who do you trust the least?" and it gagged everybody. So she's gonna play that every. That was the only time. Every dinner, like this. Every dinner.
I just, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna move on.
But you don't ever do that.
I really hate that. I don't really know. Like, I haven't really watched him and stuff like that. So I just really hate. I have this one-sided opinion of it. But
y'all ain't ever been in social settings, like a group setting with people like you don't really know, so you try to struggle some stuff to find about, like, what do you do for work? And then like 5 minutes later, just like. Yeah. So what do you do? Like, girl, I'm just trying here. I don't know, y'all. Shit.
Yeah, that's what, like Sammy said that like when he met you, that's kind of how you was. That's what Sammy had told
Sammy could never. Sammy was not even allowed to speak to me. He had to speak to me through Cortez.
Oh.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute.
April Fools.
Gotcha, girl.
Gotcha. Well, after that little awkward moment with Alexia and Marysol, even if that wasn't awkward enough, Gizelle, has his grand entrance with Pepsi with his short ass, bringing a big ass motherfucking poster backwards, got everybody anticipating and stuff like that. Only to turn around and it be that fucking tequila bottle, enlarged, For the third episode, you guys, we are still talking about this $100 bottle.
And I said, oh.
Right.
I know that tequila is so excited for the product placement. They're like, look at this. Yes.
Oh
yes. Sales about to
Maybe
spike.
Giselle would use this and actually get a business or
She
something. Get an endorsement or something because she has really run. I've never seen someone talk about this bottle more than her.
My
ever.
God. She talked about this bottle more than Porsha talk about Hennessy. Like, my God. And Porsha drinks Hennessy.
Yeah.
So, like, you talking about a liquor you don't even drink. My God.
And yeah, I just love that. I drink that, and I just wanted to know where it was at. It's mine, and she wants people to really make her addicted out of that, and it's just so sad because she's like 78 years old. So all of it together is just to me like Giselle just, and then what really made me cringe was that, I have a note taken that she was like Jen Shaw style when she brings up this court that she wants to, kind of bring up to the girls, and she's Judge Joe Mathis Bryant, whatever she is. And I just don't get her like obsession with the Jen Shaw stuff because I don't know if they've ever met before. I really do not get that. It's really just have been like so cringy to me. So I just want to throw that out there. But Giselle starts this court and she's bringing up, Heather and things like that. Of course, she immediately clears Heather and says that Heather, immediately clears her and says that Heather, shit, I can see it. I didn't see nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Heather's cool. So then she goes and says Marisol and Alexia has the same room and they let me, it's basically again targeted towards Candiace. So we're talking about this bottle again, and I don't use the word bullying frivolously, but it's just like the poking. It's just like leave the girl alone, It's just constantly to me is what I got from it. So she, nobody's no longer a suspect, but Candiace. So now everybody's voting to see if Candiace is the bitch that took the motherfucking $100 bottle. And nobody feels as though that it's been enough evidence to be doing that. But just the fact that this is a show with Candiace, I just found it so late. And I just felt like the whole just going down from Heather and things like that. And what we know from the end of the episode, when Candiace is like, how did she get it? How did this happen? When she goes from Heather saying that she's clear, like we understand that now. So I just want to know what you guys think about that whole like court scene, the Candiace direction, and all that.
That was one of the fucking lamest scenes of Housewife that I've ever seen in my fucking they should all be embarrassed for allowing Giselle to put that on camera, and that's your final episode of y'all season. Like, that is humiliating. We are in our 50s, and we are doing mock court for a fucking high school pre-law civics class. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I hate it. I hate her.
Yeah,
I will say I'm just surprised. I'm not surprised because Giselle is very late. But a part of me is still kind of surprised that Giselle would be so still coming at Candiace in any kind of way, considering how season 7 went for her, and considering that, in my mind, if let's say I started some mess right for TV, and clearly when they came into this trip, they came, Candiace had moved on past it. I mean, she mentioned that it happened, but she didn't come into the trip like I'm not fucking with Giselle, I'm not hating her, but.
She had every right to.
And she had every right to. But especially after we have just seen season 7. So we know, and I don't know who in this chat disagrees or agree or not, but Giselle was wrong as hell. She was all the way wrong, period. So you would think Giselle would just leave the girl alone, but she's still poking at her. And it's so this Giselle really thinks that, like Jazz says, who the hell does she think? She has a lot of neck and nerve. Considering you just caused all this turmoil and this girl forgave you and moved past that. Because many people wouldn't do that. Some people, other people, would create a whole little book and go on a reunion and start to air you out and make you cry. I'm just saying, people.
She did. She did go to the reunion and make her cry.
I do know that Monique made her cry. We just didn't get the footage.
No, I'm talking about Candiace.
Well,
Candiace later went on to the reunion and made her cry. I think it's just. I get Candiace was just kind of one, I'm not going to talk about this shit in front of mixed company. One, because my husband's name is in it. So I can understand why she wouldn't really, now is not the time or place to bring it up with your raggedy ass.
Right.
But it is the pure gall of Giselle to still now pretend like Candiace is in the wrong for calling her a faker and a liar, and how she worded it. It is literally Giselle still standing in it and being even more so like, your husband made me uncomfortable and you said I accused him of sexual assault. She was like, no, he didn't. That was actually Leah. And Leah again didn't pipe up and say she didn't say that. I said that. But it's just like, you have the fucking nerve now to lead this fake attack like she stole a fucking bottle when you insinuated for 367 episodes of a TV show that her husband cornered you in a hotel bathroom and made you feel uncomfortable. Like, it's the lack of self-awareness, the lack of any kind of pride or couth that this old lady has. Like, she is quite possibly one of the most insufferably nauseating housewives to come across my TV screen. I really find her utterly despicable and unenjoyable to watch. She has a nasty spirit. Oh, I do not like her. I do not like that lady.
You better give them every
bring it on down for Jamie blowing up on y'all.
Y'all know I'm late to the Candiace party. I'm late to the Candiace party. But there's something about
we full, by the way. We're full. We've been full. So
there's something about accusing somebody of sexual assault that's just so like, it's just like, it's gutter. It's very gutter behavior. And that lady, particularly when her husband allegedly has been sexually assaulted so many other people. So like, girl, I need you to go back home and call that pot sitting in your kitchen a kettle, or whatever the saying is. Now I'm mad, I can't even think.
Somebody kettle. Somebody kettle being black or something like that.
I didn't say that.
I will say something real quick for you, Jazz. I did. When Candiace told her to take the bottle and put it in her booty hole and go home. But what Giselle was like, I'm mad because I'm hurt. And Candiace was like, I'm innocent. Like, I'm sorry that you hurt, but just because you hurt, you don't get to accuse people. It was just everybody kind of going around. And let's not forget, although they said they couldn't clear Candiace, they said that that's not meaning that they don't believe that she did. And that was Alexia and Porsha specifically that said that. Because they both made it very clear that they're not saying they don't think that she, didn't do it or whatever, but they just said they can't clear her. I'm like, you know what, Alexia? You know what, Porsha? Y'all are looking down because y'all ain't got no proof. But my man.
At all. Porsha, that's why people think you stole your whole husband, but you need proof. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Now we need proof. Okay, girl.
I mean, but I feel like Giselle has been kind of just going on this, like, she got some followers, so she's really trying to get hold on to them. So she has been like, oh yeah, she said that I said that her husband did this, and Porsha's like, oh my God, that's messing up your character, and it's doing all that other stuff. So I just, when it comes to Giselle, I feel like she's very calculated. As if this particular argument was not draining as fuck. Marysol comes back and says, well, my coffee's missing. You know what I'm saying?
I fell out when she said that. I said, now, hold on.
Now, wait a damn minute.
Wait a damn minute.
It was so out of nowhere. I was like, wait.
It's just felt like if there was
somebody, somebody stole my coffee. I just remember.
Right. And then Alexia's, and then it goes to that back and forth again. This bitch said, we ain't seen your coffee, but it doesn't mean it wasn't stolen. And so she's going back. And Paul's like, we saw the tequila, but we didn't see the coffee. So
I was laughing so hard when she said that. I said, you know what? These fucking people are damn fools.
She whispered it almost to herself. She was like, well, I'm hurt. Like, girl.
Right.
You're not hurt. You're drunk, okay?
You're drunk, baby.
You're drunk, baby.
Every time somebody wants somebody to take them serious, they want to bring up their mama. Now, my mama and me done made this little coffee now. And we already had too much. I only had a little bit.
But the weird thing is, she said we let the coffee fizzle out. Her mom has gone on. I think she passed 3 or 4 years ago. You've had that coffee for 3 or 4 years,
girl.
Don't it expire?
Talk about no coffee or even on Miami. So What's so special about this coffee on Ultimate Girls? I never heard anything about it. She ain't never talked about it. So
well, Lexi was tired of hearing that she was on.
This was a good moment for Alexia to be like, you know what? Shut up, you drunk. Because at this moment, like, you know what, Marysol, you are kind of giving the drunk crazy.
I mean, because she's in the damn confessional sipping, like, well, and I guess I thought it was there. I don't know.
Y'all catch Alexia say, you're being loud like Candiace in Spanish.
Oh, yes. And
yeah.
Like, now, her head peeped up. But I thought they said if we got something to say, we was going to say it in English. And that's the only thing I do remember them saying now. So, outside of that, like, I mean, I really have been cringy when they bring up how loud Candiace is, as if like Giselle wasn't right there just shouting back and forth with her. So I don't know. Like, I mean, you know, just like Chase, you know, Black Power, I always think somebody being racist. So I don't know. I just thought that it just gave me cringy. So
yeah. Whitney has been caterwauling the entire 11-day trip. Every time she opened her mouth, it's screeching. So like I don't know where Porsha or where Candiace is the loud one.
Yeah,
I don't really like it. It's always Marysol. I really want Candiace. I really kind of want her to just go off on her and be like, you know what? I'm sick of your ass telling me I'm loud because I feel like because Marysol has been. I mean, they all feel it, but they're all echoing.
Yeah.
Her voice is echoing across the group about how she feels about Candiace being loud, and I really wanted Candiace just to be like, look, you drunk. Don't like. I'm just saying because it's like it's getting annoying, and it's I hate when someone gets singled out, especially in a crowd, because usually when you single somebody out, it's just because everyone else is doing it. And I think just because Giselle is kind of been poking at Candiace and Porsha's, you know, her and Porsha have had their back and forth. I feel like, you know, Candiace and Leah are just kind of the two people that are anytime they speak or do something, they're kind of like everyone is kind of like, at least from the Giselle, Alexia, Marysol, and Porsha camp.
Yeah. They all have predetermined that no matter what Candiace or Leah say, we're going to be annoyed with it. And we're going to call it out. And we're going to let you know how annoyed we are. And it's just like, how long y'all going to keep doing this? Y'all are 40. Y'all are 50. How long? When will we get rest?
They said it's giving microaggression. Hold up, they don't.
I mean, that's what I said. I mean, I don't like that they keep on.
Y'all gonna summon Chase in here. Chase with the king. I would already be in here.
We have similar viewpoints. I don't want to bring make it a race thing, but at the end of the day, it does feel microaggression.
Yeah, it does.
But I just say, you know, like she's just sitting there. She's literally just on the same talking level as everyone else.
Yeah.
She's so loud, and I don't like, I don't like that.
I would have told her because she said, you know, she's so loud. I'm sitting next to her. I would have said, well, get up and move then.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she said it as though like they keep sitting me next to you, like bitch, you're a
correct. You can sit wherever you want.
Yeah.
So I don't really like that, you know. But other than that, do we have anything else on the coffee and Alicia?
Nope.
No, let's move on very quickly.
So they end up going back, you know, Big Pepsi, you know, he gets them back or whatever. Leah is back from the hospital. Good grief, you know. She said she said she has a virus. She got the shits, the shingles, asthma, Lyme disease.
Where is your scooter?
Where is her scooter? But Candiace is, is excited to see her, and it does do that switch as far as like the scenes are cutting back and forth from her and Leah, Candiace and Leah, and Porsha and Giselle in the confessionals. So of course Giselle is in there. She's still, saying that Candiace stole the fucking tequila. We're still talking about it, and we're 40 minutes into the episode. So they're doing rock paper scissors, But I do like the fact that when Giselle was trying to say that, well, the other girls didn't think I was being accusatory, and Porsha definitely said you are being accusatory. Like she was like, no, you were definitely being accusatory. So I do like that dynamic, which just shows me, and anybody else could disagree, but this is my square and it's my birthday. So, but it just shows me that Giselle and Porsha's dynamic, to me, it shows that Porsha is, you know, the alpha in between their friendship, whereas Giselle is the alpha in her Robbins. It just made me think about it. So, outside of that, that was just kind of pretty, just like a kind of a simple scene. Like Candiace was going back to Leah what happened at the lunch. They're doing the Heather and Marysol rock paper scissors, and of course again they're doing Candiace. And of course they're getting fitted for, like, I think a tie dress. And Pepsi is going to get them dressed and fitted. I thought it was funny that Porsha is the only one got a crown, which again, that's that Pepsi wants.
Pepsi's favorite.
Pepsi wants that nom.
So he wants to get into that thing. So does anybody got anything to say about that?
Only thing that bothered about this scene was when with the rock paper scissors, when she was like, she said Marysol, then she said Heather because she's flat, but then she was like, and Candiace because she hard headed. And I guess the whole hard headed thing, I'm like, Porsha girl, like I guess just like the girls on Potomac, I guess she kind of views her as like a little girl or like as a child, because when you say somebody's hard headed, I'm trying to figure out what could she get, where would she get that she's hard headed from there, unless her interpretation of hard headed is different. I was just like, okay, Porsha girl, like, okay.
They always give me that they are constantly making it seem like Candiace is like a child, and I don't know if that's the narrative that they're just putting out there, or if that's really what they feel about her personality. But that's what I get from it, and I just, I don't know.
I mean, she's the youngest one there on that trip. Candiace is what, barely 30, right?
How old is Whitney?
Yeah.
Whitney's like 33, 34.
Whitney's not 33, 34.
Yeah. She's got a 12-year-old kid. How old do you think she is?
38.
No.
Not 38.
Candiace is like, she's like 36 or about to be 37, really? Something like that. Candiace
is 38.
Maybe because she's so tiny.
She's 30. Okay. Yeah. She's
35.
37.
She ain't too far from me. So
Porsha's in her 40s. Everybody else is in their late 40s, their early 50s. Giselle is, a birthday away from glory. So, like, Candiace is still the youngest one.
Okay, she says Candiace and Whitney are both 36. Okay, so they both, okay.
Ooh, and Candiace looks a smooth 8 years younger. A smooth 8 years younger.
I can tell that Whitney's attractive, but she's still a hard 36 to me. I don't know.
She is neither a day older nor a day younger than 36.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
I really do. But they get the dresses. They all look beautiful. I think that I loved all the dresses. I thought, it kind of fit everybody's personality. I thought that this was such a funny scene, when they're riding to dinner in the two different vans. They're being kind of the same consistently for the whole trip.
Yeah.
And Porsha, Heather, Whitney, and Leah, and the other girls in the other one. So they're in there doing their motherfucking grand rendition for the drive back for the damn Grammys and shit like that. So they're, Heather, she got her body popping, she's sucking and fucking whatever she's doing and shit. But I thought that was so funny. And then going into the other van, Alexia and Marysol again are like, you cut the tension with the knife. Mm-hmm. And they're like just quiet, and their other van is just kind of just having a ball and things like that. So I thought that was so funny, but also you could tell me in the comments if you feel like that's just how the trip has been, like which group has been the most fun or the less drama or things like that. I think we can have a consensus that they have been split up. They have different groups.
Well, that for me was very indicative on when you base the bonds that you form in a group on making other people feel less than or targeting a specific person versus, hey, I actually like this person and we're getting along. Because if the other group with Alexia and Marisol and, old lady and Porsha, only time they ever got around was when they were talking bad about Candiace and Leah. So, take that out of the equation. What do y'all really have to talk about? And it was nothing. They sat there with the sour looks on their faces that all the Botox in the world couldn't fix. And the other girls are having a good time. So it's just like, sorry, this is what being fake.
Well, they could have a good time. One, because Giselle was on that bus, and Giselle producing. She can't never. Giselle is to me honestly is a miserable woman just because she doesn't know how to just have fun. Her fun comes from pain of others or starting mess. Like she doesn't know how to. Like I can say Kenya, whereas Kenya can start some mess. I genuinely think she's a fun person to hang out with. If y'all go, I think she can be a fun person. But Giselle doesn't. Look at Jay. Like, it's my square. It's
not my moment. It's not my moment. It's not my moment.
But I feel like she don't know how to have fun, and I feel like on that band, she made it very clear that she wanted to. It's the last day. Let me cause some more mess. Just okay, Marysol. This is how Alexia feels now. Giselle giving her unsolicited opinion about their whole relationship. She doesn't even probably watch Miami. She knows nothing about Miami. She knows nothing about these two women until they came on this trip. So I didn't understand why she made it her business. I know they're on a trip together, but I would have politely told Marysol told Giselle to, man, mind your business in your show.
Right.
She should have told it to her in Spanish.
In Spanish. Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
They're just miserable. Oh my God.
And Porsha, I really wish Porsha would have meshed with the other girls because I feel like she would be much more enjoyable all around with the other girls. But clapping herself with Giselle and Alexia and Marysol's judgmental ass, it's just not it.
Yeah.
It's not a good relation.
I think that they came trying to be like alpha, like, we're going to run the girls instead of really just like embracing them and like you said, getting to know them. I think it was more so like a power move. And I think that the only person that benefited from maybe that duo was probably Porsha because people still love Porsha. They think it's funny. She's funny. She's hilarious. But not Kenya funny than Jasmine. You don't know, we don't know that. But what I can say is when my legs open, they don't creak. So I can't say that.
We'll find out tonight.
That's right. It is your birthday.
But back in my heyday, I was slipping and sliding like Trey. But no, I hate that they came in with that. Like I hate that they did it. Like I said, I feel like it was a power move, and I think it just benefited Porsha. I do think that that when it comes to like Candiace, taking the heat a lot of times for her mouth and things like that. I think that over time since her last season and now that she has begun to win a lot of people over, at least a lot of people in our group, like you said, the door is closed. But if the door wasn't closed, we would have a lot of people that we would want to be on the Candiace team now because I do feel like people are starting to understand where she's coming from. But there's still a lot of Giselle love out there, which, that's why we make these types of shows for the unfortunate. But anyway, they get to their dinner destination, and of course, that again is beautiful. I was so happy to see like the scenery and stuff like really start to upgrade before he took the last day night, but whatever. And they're talking about like the last couple nights that Whitney starts to volunteer the information of her being high. And stuff like that, and smoked the blunt, and she ate the KFC. I thought that was so funny that Porsha said she didn't get none of that KFC because Whitney done went through that motherfucker like a wrecking ball. Alexia goes into the conversation with Whitney by saying that she admires Whitney for her liberation. The fact that she's so liberated and things like that. She was
that was so coded. That was so coded.
So liberated. Like exactly.
I respect you for being a whore.
Right.
I love that about you.
I love that you can get on that pole and swing, girl.
Legs to the moon. I'm
right.
somebody's grandma.
Goosey Laduca. I love all that shit. But it was like I feel like I understand that. Jamie, I feel like it was weighted. It was like, okay, girl, like backhanded. So like you said, she goes into a scene and she's like it, admires it, and everybody else is starting to see through that kind of backhanded compliment as well, and they're starting to take up for Whitney. And they're like, well, we can't say that, since she has kids and, and things like that. Well, it was actually Marysol taking up for Alexia, which I thought was kind of funny because, bitch, all day she's been saying that she won't take up for her. And then you want to fucking knobby need ass into a conversation about some shit that she's dead ass wrong in. So that kind of correlates with what you just said about her all night. But, I found it, they found it like to be judgmental. Marysol's trying to have Alexia's back on that, but again, like I said, I think
it flopped badly. If she had never had a moment to just be quiet and not have her back, this was the moment because
this was it. I think she jumped in to show to Alexia that she had her back, and it was just, girl, shit. What does that have to do with anything? Hey, why are you embarrassing your kids being on a stripper pole, slut? Like, whoa.
Right. But the person that I feel like was extremely vocal on the side of defending Whitney was Leah. And Leah brings up the fact that, bitch, how are you gonna be talking shit and you married to a motherfucker, you married to Ghost?
Not Alexia's Power Book 4.
Right.
Okay.
Power Book 4, Canaan 3, all that shit.
That's kind of cunty because Alexia's husband was the subject of Cocaine Cowboys, and Alexia had a little part in that documentary. So I'd be like, yeah, and what?
Well, and everybody else would be like, okay, bitch, well, keep your mouth closed because it just I understood where he was coming from.
Yeah,
like, you're married to a motherfucking Franklin Saint, and you trying to sit up here and act like you got some motherfucking couth about yourself. Like, put yourself down, and that's what I do like about Leah, and I'm starting to see more.
She has a mouth.
She said,
I never doubted her mouth. I always felt like I know she could get right with whoever she needed to. She just insufferable. She was standing up for herself, but in those moments where it seems like she's not the topic, or she can't really come, she's kind of just has mouth diarrhea and just says things and does things, and it's like, you're annoying. But I caught it when she, don't forget how she ran up on Giselle episode 3 and was like, how dare you? You over here accusing a man, how she ran it. So I always felt like she had it in her.
Who the fuck do you think? Who the fuck does
that's what she had to deal with on RHOM. Like, she had to deal with old judgmental white ladies. So, like, she was windmilling Luann and fucking Ramona back and forth. Yeah. So, like, she this.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought it was. Go ahead, Tim.
No, go ahead.
I really just thought, like, just not being able to know anything about their situation. I thought Leah bringing that shit up like a motherfucker. Here go receipt, bitch. Run, tell it, ho. I thought that was
very bad.
Good shit. Like, I was like, okay, Leah. I think I constantly am getting why Candiace is drawn to her, because I like bitches like that. I like people that don't, because even after everything that Leah has said, I still haven't gotten a racist vibe. And then I haven't watched her in abundance, but I've gotten an asshole vibe. I've gotten a bitch vibe, but I haven't gotten a like, this is backhanded because you really don't like who I am. But now this is backhanded. This is who I don't like you, period. And she's warranted and feeling that way. So I'm starting to gradually see what the fascination with her is. But
Leah got some antibiotics and came ready to play.
Right. She said
fluid in her system and said, okay.
She said, I'm regular again. I can poop solid. Let's play, bitch.
Oh no.
I'm getting there and high stool softener. Do you hear me?
I will say this. With this whole thing, I see people in the comments talking about Porsha. Porsha was annoying. And it's clear that she does not like Leah. So of course, when Leah spoke up, she was going to say anything to kind of shut her down. And I will just say Alexia, literally, I don't know. This is really Alexia, Jasmine. So this whole comment came up on her season because when she made the comment about, Russian women being hookers, that person that she offended came back to her with the same thing of, well, you were married to a man, blah, blah. So this is not the first time she's heard that. She had just finished hearing it maybe 2 weeks before. So she probably, it's obvious. I will say I like how she recovered and said, I wasn't married to the man in the cartel. I was married to the father of my kids. I'm like, okay, girl.
Oh,
check
that.
He still was a part of the cartel, though. He was still a drug dealer. So
he was one of the largest cocaine smugglers in Miami. Like,
no, really.
He wasn't part of the cartel. He wasn't part of the cartel.
But what I'm saying is that she didn't break. And that's why I appreciate it, because she came back and was like, no. But she definitely was judging Whitney. Yeah, I'm glad that Whitney called it. I'm glad that everybody else called it. And I'm glad that the women scolded Marysol for saying that a woman that gets on the pole in front of, her kids or whatever on national television does not respect their family. Marysol, that was very ignorant. And Marysol does not have kids. I'm not coming at her for not having kids, but she does not have children. So I just found it kind of odd for her to be judging women that do have kids. And I'm glad they all jumped and clapped back at her ass and made her.
Well, I thought that they was going to do try to do a switcheroo when it came to Candiace, because I don't think that Candiace really thought that Marysol didn't have kids based off of a medical issue, because she said, what if your kids say, you say you're a drunk and you drink too much, you drink all the time, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that people saw the meaning behind it, didn't let go over their head by trying to, pinpoint out some things kids were saying. But, I hated that people like Alexia think that just because they are in whatever circles or whatever the reasons behind her feeling that she can judge Whitney like that. I'm not the biggest Whitney fan, and I do think that she can have trashy moments like getting that drink poured on her cootie cat by Jen Shaw. I thought that was disgusting.
That was disgusting. Having sex with her husband in a can of paint was disgusting.
Now, that moment I can understand, but the woman getting high and like they all said, you can't really. She has a life outside of her family. She deserves to have a good time. Right. And smoking weed, girl, it's not only is it legal. Come on,
and it's how they framed it. So there's a stark difference between hey, you obviously like to have a good time. You're a young woman. You like to drink. You like to partake in stuff. You're very sexually liberated. You're proud of your body. What conversations are your kids bringing home? What do they hear from school? How do you have these hard conversations? Versus, hey, your pussy was out on TV. What do your kids think? Those are two different conversations. One of them is concerned. The other one is we're trying to embarrass you right now. Fucking Marysol has been arrested for a DWI along with her mom. So ma'am,
I'll say this
nobody.
Alexia, I think she may have mentioned this, but later on, but her kid, well, I'm not gonna say kids, because Frankie, I have no issue with. Frankie is over here, right? But that other child, what's his name? Is it Todd? Peter. Yeah, Peter. He is, if she feels, I don't know what he was influenced by, but the things that he does and says and has done, maybe she should just live a free life, because he already is corrupt. He's already corrupted for real.
Peter was smoking weed with Frankie this past season. That's why last season her and the stepdad your kids are smoking weed in your house, Alexia. I don't know where we're going.
Allegedly beating up on his girlfriend.
Beating up on the girlfriend.
I mean, come on
the homeless people.
Okay, so
yeah, he's already obviously, Alexia, you living this pure life did not help him, because he is out there, baby.
Well, it's just I just think it's projecting, because I think there deep down there is some admiration and some jealousy there that Whitney can be that free. So I'm glad they did have the conversation, because I do think that Whitney can take some steps back in how she presents herself as well.
Yes.
So I do agree with the conversation they had at the end of saying we can stand and do a lot that each other do. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that the conversation was kind of damn, when things like that happen, it's in my real world, if someone was to be on a trip with me for 7 days and then randomly bring up, I admire you for being so free and be on the pole and your pussy open and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I would be thinking,
that's what we should be doing.
You've been thinking that all fucking the whole trip, you know what I'm saying? So I would be kind of uncomfortable around that person. So moving forward, it kind of gets to the end of the episode. Pepsi comes in with his Aladdin pants on, and
I teared up. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh, it was so cute.
So cute.
I
He's so
did.
cute.
It was so like he would because that man really enjoyed him.
Years old, and he was being pulled across a pond in Aladdin pants. Nothing cute about it.
I want to be proposed to like that. Okay. If you don't come across the water in Aladdin pants, I don't want it.
Oh my God! Well, yes, he's single. He said he's single. Porsha, you can't get Porsha, so it might be the second option.
I'm good.
No.
I didn't say I want Pepsi in there. I said I want the pants and
you want the pants, okay? The jeans, not the man in the jeans,
right?
But they done pull Pepsi across the pond like the Aladdin that he is, and he is holding tequila over his head like Simba was held over the monkey's head.
So cringe.
Like he was held in the Lion King to be seen by all the hyenas. So so Giselle also said that she was going to tear up, which I thought was a pretty I just think it's ridiculous. But outside of that, I'm glad that he finally got the bitch the bottle. I'm not sure if she can take it back because it's the last day.
She needs the money.
Well, she could go.
Hope he kept the receipt.
On the strip, but he brings her the thing, and he is standing there, and he's they having a good night and things like that. So any bad thing, because I think that's kind of pretty much the end. They kind of get back the next day. They're preparing to leave. Whitney sitting in like the dining room area by herself, and Alexia comes back in and kind of dances around like an apology to her, or is trying to clear up what she meant by the comment at dinner. So I kind of was feeling Whitney on this one because she didn't make it a big deal. She's like, I don't know her whether good enough, and honestly, we skipped over the fact that they was doing prayers, and I thought before they left for dinner, they were doing the little prayers and sending things off in the little lakes and stuff like that. And I thought it was funny that Pepsi was putting everybody together that they had issues with each other. But I thought it was telling that Whitney's wish was the fact that she can trust people initially, like not second guess people's sincerity or being genuine. And she goes into this apology with Alexia doing the same thing. So I thought that was pretty dope on that end. Sorry, I didn't double back, but I wanted to double back one more time and say I thought it was so funny that Giselle thought her and Candiace were cool when they were doing their like pushing thing in the lake, and Candiace was like, "I'm just sorry that people were bullied."
Because they were. He said
they were, and Giselle was just so over. But at the end of the day, I love the fact that Candiace does not just never takes her foot off of Giselle's fucking neck. Like all necks, she puts her feet on all necks that Giselle has, and she doesn't. She never get away with it. So I didn't mean to go over that, but they were just doing the prayers and stuff like that, and those are the two that I found that were, cool. But moving on, Alexia came back and apologized, and Whitney said that it based off the wish that she had made the night before. Marysol comes in and it kind of just ends the episode, I think. Does anybody have anything to say about anything toward the end, guys?
So glad it's over. I'm so fucking glad it's over.
Not to be glad it's over.
It's these girls.
Well, Ultimate Girlship is in and out, so that's why I can appreciate it. I knew somebody came in and was like, "It's gonna be 10 episodes." Nah, baby, it was only 7. Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. And just to touch on what I saw in the comments, I'm glad that they showed Pepsi some love, gave him some gifts, some money and stuff like that. I understand like being kind of touched and stuff and teary-eyed by him, but just the pants I couldn't get over because he's like 60 years old. I just couldn't get over the pants. But in general, I'm glad that they gave him his flowers because he really did take care of them. He really did care.
They wore him out. They wore that man out.
Right.
So Whitney actually took the bottle. Whitney and Heather took the bottle.
Oh yes, sorry. The end result of everything was Whitney and Heather took the bottle, gave it to Leah, and Leah gave it to Candiace.
Love it.
That just, and my friend was, when we got to the end of everything, my friend was like, I don't know, that makes me think of Heather in a different way. Because like she can because she can turn that victim thing on and off, and like she was like, I almost Teresa Judiced her for even thinking, saying that I lied, and you know,
you go hard about it. I ain't gonna lie.
With the fuck,
I don't think she. I think Whitney took it and brought Heather in once they made up.
Whitney took the KFC. That is definitely, now that I think about it, because Fantastic said that they said it was Whitney. I didn't catch that, but I mean, Whitney is definitely the only person I would look at to actually steal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whitney definitely
give
like
Her and Jen Shaw.
She was never a suspect. That's the thing. She never was, but she definitely steals bubblegum from the cash register.
I hate you.
And takes it, really, allegedly. But we got callers to the Q Jazz, so I'm gonna go ahead and get them on.
I have to bounce off really quick, guys. I'm so sorry. I love y'all.
All right, Jamie.
Great job, Jasmine. Happy birthday.
I tried, you guys.
To the couple of people in the comments who are Team Giselle, y'all are horrible people.
Have a blessed night.
Well, that's allegedly.
All right, we got some callers in the queue. I'll go ahead and let them on. Make sure y'all like this video and subscribe to the channel, as I always say, as Jazz has said, and Sammy, Chase, Asia have been in the chat telling you guys all night. Really appreciate it. It's been a really good season. But let's get our callers on, because this is the last episode for the Ultimate Girls Trip 3 Thailand. And our first call is going to be Ashley. What's going on, Ashley?
Hi.
How are you?
Happy birthday. I'm doing good. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good. It's Thursday, chat. I'm ready.
No, seriously. I don't know. It's feeling like a Monday. It needs to be Friday. Okay. But yeah, so what I was saying was, I didn't say anything, but what I was going to say was the microaggression thing. Definitely caught that. I just didn't like how Marisol was like, oh, you're going to have to buy me a $5,000 hearing aid. Like, what's with the price? Like, I didn't understand the way she said it, as if, like y'all said, Giselle was not just right in her ear on the other side, but I feel like it's because it's pretty light-skinned, green-eyed bandit Giselle, it's okay for her to be like that. And for Candiace, a darker-skinned woman, is going to be deemed as like, her voice goes up and it's like yelling instantly. But that also makes me question like how Marisol and Alexia would have reacted if Candiace had made that comment about them needing to speak English, because she the person who really needed to make that comment with the way they was coming for her this episode. But also I feel like even just with Marisol, like, why are you kissing up to Alexia? She just treated you on national television, and she brought up pills. We really know she wanted to say alcohol, but we know that's a touchy subject for Alexia. But the pills thing didn't really make sense to me. Call her a drunk, because that's what she is when she act like this and when she treating people like this, especially Candiace. Going to the end of the episode with the whole Whitney thing and the bottle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the bottle. Okay.
No. That's going to relate. Whitney acting like that, but then also not checking Alexia just don't make sense. Like, it gives she would throw something and then hide her hands. And then also act like a victim, but never stick up for herself. It's very confusing for me, especially with Alexia fixing to eat her up and then Marisol coming from the back trying to defend her, but with a whole different topic. Like, I just feel like they all was being fake as hell. And the only person that was being real, in my opinion, was, for this episode specifically, not in general, was Leah. For even sticking up before, because she really stuck up for everybody that Alexia was coming at. So yeah, that's really what I felt about the episode. I feel like overall, like, the bottle, we shouldn't have talked about that much.
Right.
And stop being fucking racist, Alexia. Yeah.
Well, her son, I saw some comments in the chat, and they talked about her son as in Peter, because
we know about Peter, yes. Let me not say too much, because
about the little one. He said some things. So I mean, if he's already saying those things, you gotta believe that's her belief too. I'm just saying, because
it's passed down. It's really passed down.
Very much so. And she supports him like through whatever. No matter, she's definitely a parent to be like, not my child. That's Alexia.
But it be their child.
It's definitely their child. So whatever impression she felt like Whitney maybe giving her kids, her child is already there. She needs to look at that.
She saw it. She just wasn't expecting. I think I said this in the comments. I don't think she was expecting Leah's. Well, Leah had already said she researched her with the whole I'm getting tired of her talking about the story that she was talking about.
Yeah.
She had already kind of hinted at the fact that she knew about her. So she just didn't come for Leah directly, but you didn't peep that Leah and Candiace was friends. That's what it'd be, the whole like networking to friend to blind loyalty pipeline for me. Because that's how I feel like, Alexia is with Marysol. So I'm like, you couldn't catch that. That's how Leah was. I know it's a short trip, but I don't know.
Child,
that's what I picked up.
Leah had IV in her arm fluid. She just, her mind, it click on, it click off, child.
It was an 8-hour, like, girl. Maybe it's because it was Thailand. Maybe she wasn't lying when she said the viral thing, because that's not the first time I heard of people traveling and they getting viral infections. But I don't know. She came back though. She was ready. She did clock into work.
Okay, we got some more callers in the queue. Ash, I gotta let you go. Okay, but thank you for you've been calling in every week, so we appreciate you calling in and supporting us and leaning in. And I guess we'll see you on any other show that we're gonna be reviewing. We still got New Jersey right now, and the next show is at We're Housewives of Atlanta, which is in 2 weeks. So. All right, thank you, Ashley.
See y'all.
Thank you.
All right, our next caller is going to be one of our very own, Asia. What's going on, Asia?
Hey, y'all. Happy birthday, Jasmine.
It's ladies' night.
It's a TSU panel. Okay.
Oh, no, she didn't go to TSU.
Wow, what's up, PW?
She was there live, but she didn't go.
Oh. I just want to work from the bottom to the top.
Okay.
The bottle. Like, I think it's hilarious how Whitney and Heather stole that damn bottle and hid it in the outside shower. What I don't understand is, did they give that bottle to Leah, or did Leah steal Giselle's second bottle?
I mean, you got to think about it. That bottle was, they filmed that confessional much later. So a part of me feels like they just bought another bottle and just said, oh, yeah, girl, this is it. I don't know. Maybe she kept it. I don't know. Because, it definitely was a storyline. So production they probably, got it all together. I'm not sure, but could be many different things. I don't know.
But either way, Whitney and Heather being bad weather and stealing that turning into a storm and stealing that fucking bottle is.
Heather literally was the main one. It's not me. And literally Giselle literally said, I think that it's you because you can't be trusted. I think you lie a lot. And bam.
Yeah. Get the table over.
That's really funny.
I know Giselle is probably like, I will never hang around this hell forever again.
Ever again.
She shouldn't. The second thing is Marysol. Bitch, shut the fuck up with that Candiace's loud shit. I'm sorry to be cussing on y'all radio station, but I cannot stand it. And then when Marysol talking to production saying that's the stupidest question anybody's ever asked me or something like that. I thought that was rude as hell.
I Chase real quick, Asia, because Chase said he got to go for a second. Go ahead, Chase. What you got for us real quick?
Chase, you muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Asia, so I do apologize about that. I just wanted to say happy birthday, Jasmine. Whole show love. Show. Welcome to the sisterhood, bitch. Welcome to the sisterhood, bitch. All right, goodbye. Bye.
Okay, Asia, go ahead.
But yeah, okay. No, it's okay. We might need to get a new production team too. But I thought it was rude.
Well, shit.
I thought it was rude that she said we need to get a new production company based off of that one question they asked her. Like, bitch, get a grip and stop sipping. Cause you about to lose your job. You're not that girl anyway. So calm the fuck down. Like, I think you gotta tread lightly on these shows because it's gonna reflect what you do in the next show when you start filming again. So calm the fuck down. You see what happened to Cynthia?
Yeah, Marysol. The thing is, Marysol is she's a friend of the show. I mean, girl, you're disposable, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't think you're so comfortable. Like, you know,
Right.
they have not made Marysol a full-time housewife for these last 2 seasons for a reason. And she is looking like she's gonna stay a friend. So I don't know. I would
Yeah, that's and like, girl, you should be happy that isn't she the only friend of that has gone on a Ultimate Girls trip?
yeah, but she was a housewife before though. She was a
Okay.
housewife in the earlier seasons of Miami, like the earlier seasons.
Before the 8-year hiatus.
When it came back as a reboot, she's just a friend, and it looks like she's gonna always be a friend of Alexia's.
Yeah. Anyway, she whack as hell to me. And that's all I got. Portia's energy was still nasty, but at least she kind of shut up a little bit more. And happy birthday, Jasmine.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, Asia.
Well, good night.
Good night. All right. That is Asia. I mean, y'all should know Asia by now. She's been on the Atlanta panel forever. Same with Potomac. So, and she'll be back for Atlanta in 2 weeks when the new season starts. Our last caller for today is going to be Sean S. Hey, Sean, you called in yesterday. Come on, 2 times in a row.
Yes, I did. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I was wondering how much money was the tip they gave Pepsi? Because whatever it was, Giselle and Porsha should have gave him double. Because I don't like when people treat service people like dirt. It's just Giselle was nasty. All the little stuff that she was saying up under her breath when they was apologizing. Why we apologizing to him? It's his job. That's rude. Yeah. That's just rude and nasty. But I think her and Porsha got together. They want their show back. Their little live chat, whatever. I believe they set something up to act the way that they did so they can get their show back. But I'm glad it's over with.
We don't really need that show. We got the lean. We got Watch That Live. You know, it was a cool show, but I think it kind of got repetitive. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it lasts long. But I don't think Bravo needs that. Maybe give us something else. I don't know.
Porsha want to come back. She's itching her way to get somewhere in there, get back. She think just because she took a year off, nobody can ask about Simon or nobody worrying about. She was mad that Candiace brought that up because she thought she was over that, and so she wants to come back on TV. She thought everything died down, but she ain't going back to Atlanta because you know they're gonna eat her alive if she go back there.
I think she probably was asking for a lot of money because I think I heard that they had approached her for this last season, but she declined. And there was an issue within the contract negotiation. So I think it's still a possibility. It just got to be the right time. I guess maybe when she feels more comfortable because they're gonna ask her regardless. I mean, come on. So and the Atlanta girls are gonna be a whole lot more brutal than Candiace. I'm just saying.
That's why she don't want to go back there just yet. She want to let it die down some. She probably want a different type of show.
Well, you can only run for so long, honey.
Right.
Marlo don't get it.
Marlo gonna, ooh, Lord have mercy. Okay, you got anything else for Sean?
That'll be it. That's all I got.
Hey, don't forget, Sean. You know, team Teresa over here.
Bye. Y'all can have her with that silly self. Bye.
All right. Well, listen, that was all of our callers, and that actually concludes our show. We got to get out of here. 1, because we can reach our time, and 2, because it's Jasmine's birthday. I know she got things to do, people to do, joints, whatever she got to do, she got to do it because it's her day. So, Jazz, you want to take us on out of here?
Well, I want to thank you guys for leaning in. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And if there's nothing else, we're going to lean out today, hoes. I mean, people.
Wait up. Now she didn't call them. I don't want to be called.
I'm not hoes. I can't call you. Thank you guys for leaning in. I love you guys.
She didn't mean that.
The Doms.
Not the Robins. Thank y'all for watching, y'all. And thank y'all for supporting us throughout this season. It's been a good season. Until next time, either the Jersey or Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like the video, like she said, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time, okay? You have a good night. Peace.
Good night.
Thank you to our callers too for calling in today. Ashley, Asia, Chase, and Shauna. Good night, y'all.